days ago, he was blown away by what he saw in a workout with Larry. He called him an athletic freak. He said he looked great. He loved his wingspan. He was blocking shots and getting to his spots defensively. But what he said, Kevin, was that we'll just have to see how this pans out.
Well, of course, he was a high pick by Milwaukee. We know that he's had some issues. Reg off the floor, left the game. Now he's back, and also had a stop in Boston, from what I understand. So we'll see what happens to him.
So what you're telling me is possibly Larry Sanders and a Deron Williams are in play here for the Cavaliers.
Couple new players on the floor. Maurice Endor has come out, a rookie from Ohio. He's from Senegal. Juan Baker has come on, a rookie from Wichita State. At the line is Holiday. Kuzminskis is in. Celebrate tonight's NBA on TNT doubleheader with 15% off plus free shipping on orders of over $50 at NBAstore.com. Shop now and enter promo code NBA TNT at checkout. Kay Felder is on the floor for the Cleveland Cavaliers, a rookie from Oakland University. Sasha Vujicic is in. Here comes Baker. Outside to Holiday. And picked up by Wiggins, who played at Kentucky for John Calipari. Coming up next, the Clippers and Golden State. I saw where Chris Paul's been cleared to practice.
And everyone was thinking he was going to play tonight, but hasn't had a lot of court time. And Doc wants to get a few practices underneath his belt.
Jordan McRae in his second year out of Tennessee on this Cavalier team. And a quick foul. Was it on Vujicic?
It's like Wiggins.
Wiggins. So here's Ron Baker at the free throw line, a rookie from Scott City, Kansas. Upcoming national TV schedule tomorrow night, ESPN, Celtics, Raptors, Spurs, Clippers. Saturday on ABC, Bulls, Cavs. Sunday NBA TV, Pelicans, Thunder. Hornets at the Clippers. For more on these games, please go on to NBA.com or visit the NBA app. Kay Felder. So the New York Knicks are going to lose their 8th game in the last 10. And they've lost 5 of their last 6 on the road. And they'll drop to 23-35 on the season. And 9-20 on the road. Cleveland is going to win their 4th straight. They'll go 8-1 in the month of February. And Endor with a tip in right there. The Cavaliers will go to 40-16, 25-5 at home. They'll have the 3rd best record in the NBA and back at Golden State and San Antonio. Their 10th straight win over the New York Knicks. And they continue their lead over Boston as the #1 team in the East. They shoot 65% in the 4th and win it tonight over New York, 119-103. Our producer tonight, Tommy Heights, and our director, Billy Proctor. Great job, guys. Thank you. Associate directors, Donzel Floyd and Curry Jackson. Graphics coordinators, Jeff Paris, Franklin Cow, and Morgan Farr. Statistician, Pat McGrath. Kristen Ledlow is with LeBron.
That's right, LeBron, another triple-double, including 15 assists, just 2 shy of your career mark. Where were you able to take advantage offensively?
I know, one of my... I have to get guys involved. I got to get our second guys involved, our second-tier guys. So D. Will, RJ, Channing, and Kyle. I have to make sure they get the ball. That's what our team. That's what our team is very successful. So I get it to them in the right place, but those guys made the shots. And I just try to be there for them tonight.
In a relatively quiet trade deadline around here, but Ty Lue said we cannot forget Kyle Korver. How important was his acquisition?
That's big time for us. It gives us another smart guy with high basketball IQ, a guy that's played in big games in his career and a guy that can shoot lights out. So, you know, we're happy and we're blessed to have him.
Now that the trade deadline has passed, you know that this is your team moving forward. What's your focus getting out of February?
We just want to continue to play. We've been playing in February. You know, we've turned it around in this month. We got a couple more games at home. We want to just try to continue to get better. You know, Kyle's just now getting to the team. He's not been here that long. D. Will hasn't been here that long. We got Kevin Love and JR out still. So, you know, our main concern is just how we work our process with the next 24 games now, and going to the playoffs healthy. That's where we want to be. So we see what happens.
All right, thanks, LeBron.
All right, thanks, Chris.
Guys.
LeBron with his second triple-double this season against the Knicks, his 6th overall this year. He has 10 or more assists now in 21 games this season, the most since 2009, 2010. Tonight, 18, 13, and 15. Cavs are led by the 23 points of Irving. Kyrie with the 23. Coming up next, we'll send you to our studio in Atlanta. For Reggie Miller, Kristen Ledlow, and the rest of our terrific TNT crew, Kevin Harlan saying good night from Cleveland. You've been watching the NBA on TNT. After the break, we take you to the award-winning Ernie Johnson in Atlanta.
City. Restaurant superb. Downtown is fantastic. It's diverse, very friendly city. Chris, despite the weather, Reggie actually left the hotel room twice, I'm told. In New York, never leaves the hotel.
This is a little bit different. All the festivities and hoopla and the restaurants here as Millsap knocks down the three.
But isn't that's what basketball is all about, transcending race, culture, any type of demographic lines, any type of barriers. And here the people of Toronto have been wonderful, but these fans are knowledgeable about the game, and they have some opinions who's going to win the championship. And though most of them think it's going to be Toronto, they all have their sides and their picks.
Wall on the drive. Well, the Raptors just 3 games behind the Cavaliers. Oh! A setup from Chris Paul of the Clippers to Anthony Davis of the Pelicans as time runs down in this opening quarter. Thomas and by Thompson. DeRozan for 3. Thomas able to get to it. Wall backs it up to 3-point territory. Final seconds, first quarter. Here's Paul on the move. Puts it off the backboard for Davis. Anthony Davis in his 3rd All-Star game. Final seconds. DeRozan to midcourt. DeRozan. So that is the end of the first quarter with the East 43, the West 40. The East led by the shooting of Paul George. 14 points in all, 4 from downtown. Anthony Davis, the high man for the West. He's 5 for 5 for 10 points. Back to Toronto in a moment. We are back at Air Canada Centre, Toronto, Ontario, home of the Toronto Raptors, as we get set for the start of the second quarter. There's Tyronn Lue, head coach of the East, took over the Cavaliers after David Blatt was let go. Toronto's been a head coach for only 11 games, the fewest ever for an all-star head coach. Pat Riley held the previous record, coaching just 32 games before leading the West in 1982. Toronto played 11 seasons in the league, originally a first-round pick of Denver back in 1998. Spent time with 8 NBA teams, including the Lakers, a member of 2 of their championship clubs. Was an assistant under Doc Rivers with both the Celtics and the Clippers, and he was the defensive coach for David Blatt in Cleveland. As we get underway second quarter, John Wall saw the opening.
You know, Marv, many people wonder how could he get the head coaching job in the All-Star game after only winning that amount of games, but the coaching staff, particularly the scouting and the assistant coaches on every coaching staff, are very important. So he was there with all those games with Coach Blatt, with LeBron and his team. He focused and struggled with them, as you see the focus and struggle of Aldridge on that layup, but though it is in difficult circumstances, he is deserving, being that he was a member of the coaching staff.
There was the thought at one point that Luke Walton might have gotten the nod as Klay Thompson is able to hit the 3 from the right-hand corner because he had filled in for Steve Kerr and had the best record in the NBA. But if you coached the All-Star game the previous year, DeRozan is able to knock it down. As Steve Kerr did, the rule is, well, it has to be the second best team.
And Luke Walton was on that staff, so therefore he was a part of it, and that's why it has been trumped to Greg Popovich and the San Antonio Spurs for the West.
In that first quarter, the West shot 19 for 35, 54%. They were 1 for 14 from beyond the three-point line, and the East 18 of 36, 7 of 16 from the line. Andre Drummond of the Pistons has come on for the first time as John Wall is able to hit. Al Horford is the reverse by having the time of his life in this first half.
Talk about a freak of nature, so athletic at his size to be able to run like a deer, jump like a gazelle, and really has improved that face-up game. Here's the pass to Davis, and that's so simple. I mean, that's like a walk in the park.
Come on, Reg, that's a high school point guard. I mean, he has the dribbling ability of a point guard. He can finish. And Reg, you and I came out the other day and looked at these 10-foot baskets and couldn't believe that at one time we were athletes. And when I see the athletic ability of these guys, I question whether we were athletes at times.
I question if I ever played this game against some of these guys.
This is Draymond Green of the Warriors, just came on, fires one cross court. And here is Wall. He has been on fire. John Wall with 9 points. That's a three-pointer for Wall. DeMarcus Cousins checking in for the West for the first time. Here's Paul checking if it's a three-point shot. It was, and he hits it. Pau Gasol of the Chicago Bulls on the floor. John Wall again, this time straight down the lane. Defense not a priority, as you can tell.
It's still early. You just want to keep it close to the fourth, and I think that's when the D and the strategy comes into play, Chris.
And there's all type of athletic ability. We usually see it with athletes jumping, but when you watch John Wall with the ball, his speed on the dribble is just amazing. It's almost like, or it is not almost like, he can dribble faster with the ball than some guys can run a dead sprint.
Foul committed by DeMarcus Cousins of the Sacramento Kings. So Gasol at the line for 2 shots, 81% free throw shooter. Kiyomori is the first non-apparel NBA partner to have their logo appear on an NBA All-Star Game jersey.
I'm going to ask both of you a question. And see, Webb, you can appreciate this. Obviously, we spend a lot of time in barbershops. So much goes on in there. So I was getting my hair cut, and you know those young barbers, the ones that have the conspiracy theories, they always think something is going on. So this young cat goes by the name of Q. And Marv, we're going to need you on this because I'm going to come to you first. He swears the Wilt Chamberlain 100-point game never happened.
You know, There have been people who have said that as Lowry is able to knock it down because there's no footage.
Right.
There is a radio call. I've heard part of it. It took place in Hershey, Pennsylvania, back in March of 1962. Wilt hit 36 of 63 from the field. He was not a good free throw shooter. Here's Drummond on the follow, but he went 28 for 32 at the line that particular game. But it happened.
Thank you. Thank you.
It happened.
I played in Philadelphia, and I got to ask one of the great statisticians ever, Harvey Pollack, about that game, and he was actually there. And he told me that it happened. And so, you know, Reg, as you talk about that, and you were talking earlier, Reg, you said, who do you think, what was your question? Who do you think can score?
The young conspiracy theorists, they say that Kobe's 81, that's what this younger generation that we're seeing on full display today, they see Kobe's 81 as Wilt's 100. So I wanted to come to you.
Well, I can see that. I really think Harden able to knock down a three. I mean, in terms of present day
and they've
fans.
seen it. There's video of it.
Right. Well, I mean, that's like saying, did George Washington exist? We have no video. I mean, did Abraham Lincoln exist? Come on.
Well, there's a joke there, but I'm not going to go there.
Okay. Trying to think what the joke is, but there's a timeout call. I have so much more about Wilt and his 100 points. We'll touch on it later. It is the 65th edition of the NBA All-Star Game. We are in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And on hand tonight, among those on hand, Spike Lee and Drake, who is considered the global ambassador for the Raptors. We'll talk about that ping pong matchup later. Von Miller of the Denver Broncos, Odell Beckham, the wide receiver for the New York Giants. The Tigers' Justin Verlander and his girlfriend, supermodel Kate Upton. Marv Albert, Chris Webber, Reggie Miller, David Aldridge, Craig Sager working the sideline. While we have a moment, congratulations to David Aldridge, who along with Jay Billis of ESPN were named recipients of the Basketball Hall of Fame's Kurt Gowdy Award. They'll be honored along with the new Hall of Famers in September at the Hall in Springfield. So David, nice going.
And our own Shaquille O'Neal,
yes,
as a
Shaq
finalist.
Is a finalist.
Yes.
So Pau Gasol at the line. He was named to replace his teammate Jimmy Butler, who was here but was sidelined from the game because of a strained left knee. Now averaging 17 and 11 for a Chicago Bulls team that has been hard hit by injury.
And speaking of conspiracies, you know, about the 100-point game, I love that Pau Gasol is here along with Cousins, along with Drummond, because the big man is not extinct. We need centers in this game, and I'm glad that we have the representation of Gasol, who's one of the best centers this game right now, and the other big guys. So great to see the big guys involved once again, Reggie. It's not just the three-point line.
Here you
make
go.
it. There you go. Big fellas make threes too, Reg.
Well, DeMarcus Cousins has been, for big man, prolific from downtown. He's hit 53 threes after making only 11 his first 5 seasons with Sacramento. Millsap is off. The tip missed by Drummond.
And for centers, that's second behind Myers Leonard, who has 65 for Portland.
Here's Kobe Bryant back on the floor, and once again gets the favorable hop.
Well, why not?
His first.
This is what he could do. He can move his feet laterally. No, he's not as athletic as McGee, but he still knows defensive principles and a big help for this team in their starting lineup.
Warriors getting good production, not only from JaVale McGee, but also Patrick McCaw. Played very well. James Michael McAdoo. Good shots, played well defensively. 2 on the shot clock, and a foul is called on that attempt by Griffin as Draymond Green went for the block shot. That'll put Griffin at the line.
There's not too many teams that will honestly admit that they don't like each other. These two teams do not like each other. You mentioned the last 3 wins, and it's been 9 overall for this Warriors team. It's time for the Clippers to come in here, make a stand, and let this team know that they're here to play.
Well, they have lost 9 straight to the
Chasing that
Warriors.
farewell tour, they don't love you
All
like that.
blowouts by 17, by 46, is at 144.98. Victory here in Oakland, and by 13 earlier this month. And a 46-point Golden State win. Steph Curry with 43 points in, 3 quarters of play, 15 of 23, 9 threes. He's turning the corner, try to go glass. And the live Curry, and the back pedal, and hits the 2.
This team stays active on the boards. You see right there, Green, Draymond just getting another possession for his team. Curry knocking it down.
Austin Rivers has played well in the absence of Chris Paul. Griffin try to use a pick. Durant right with him. Rivers for 3. And rebounded by Durant. Durant try to split through, rejected and fouled. And he is shaken up.
Ooh, looks like that left wrist that he fell on right there. But how about this matchup? Griffin has to check a 6'11" guard, and then Durant has to come down and try to check. Look at Durant get that contact, go up, but it looks like he falls on his wrist.
It is his left wrist. Just trying to work it around. He's feeling the pain.
He is. You see him moving, trying to get it together. If you are a fan and you want a little good news, just be glad it's not his right hand. He can shoot with one hand. Sometimes he doesn't need that left.
Kevin Durant, 87% free throw shooter. Here's another look at it.
And look at Blake on this play. Has to move his feet. Look at what a tough matchup this is for any power forward trying to check a 6'11" guard with those skills coming out on the floor to move laterally, not an easy task.
Foul was called on Ba'amute. And you look at the Clippers, Blake Griffin and Chris Paul have played together only 26 times. That's less than half of the 56 games played. So they have done well, although constantly patching things up. Good pressure here. However, what a move by Ba'amute, able to work his way inside.
Durant trying to use that length, pressure the ball right there. Ba'amute, great job of just keeping your cool, recognizing where the basket is, not traveling and finish.
Good pass down low, but Thompson cannot convert, and he is fouled. So Klay Thompson, another excellent free throw shooter, at the line. Foul on Jordan. So 2 shots for Thompson. The NBA on TNT is brought to you by Burger King. Get 2 sandwiches for just $4. And by the 2017 Optima from Kia, official vehicle of the NBA.
Just saw Kevin Durant tell his trainer, as his trainer touched his hand, he winced and said, "Don't worry about it." Been in that position before. What that means is it hurts a lot. There's nothing you can do to fix it right now. Let me finish playing and we'll worry about this later.
Griffin, met by Green. Ba'amute very active here in the early going. Griffin. 3 on the shot clock. Redick. Jordan trying to keep it alive, but grabbed by Pachulia, and here come the Warriors. Green on the hop, broken up. Rivers wide open from downtown. Yes.
You know, Marv, as you see, you can't give Redick 2 open jumpers. He's going to knock him down, he and Austin. But that last play, great defense by the Clippers, but it looked like Durant just couldn't grab that ball and catch it. But Thompson, he's the best catch-and-shoot player in this game.
Golden State at home 24-3. They've won their last 8, 17 of their last 18. Griffin, too deep.
You see the defense by Draymond. I mean, he's making Griffin shoot the shots that he wants him to shoot, and that's 15-footers where he can get in there and dunk Green in the basket.
Thompson misses on a 3, rebounded by Jordan. Rivers uses the screen, and on the switch, now chased by Curry. Curry defending on Griffin, spins away, and a stop by Pachulia. That's his second block shot. Thompson for 3. Yes. Klay Thompson from downtown. Warriors with an 11-6 advantage. Griffin shoots for 3. If you only outside shooting.
Yeah, Mark, if you're the Clippers, this is not what you want. You know, Blake has a decided advantage inside. Go in and use your strength.
Curry is off on that 3, but it's kept alive by Durant. Gets it inside, and that pass off the mark could not be handled by Pachulia. See Kevin Durant having that hand check.
And you see right there the high five with the soft inside palm. There, Durant, you hope that it doesn't get any worse for him out there. But the Clippers need to find a way. We talked to Coach Doc Rivers before the game. I said, Coach, what is it with this team and the team you're playing against? He says, we need to be ourselves, play with our identity. I have the feeling they're searching for an identity in the midst of the game.
Another block shot as Ba'amute went to the rim, and that Jordan is fouled, and he will head to the line. It is on Pachulia. Zaza, a 77% free throw shooter. He's been to the line only 88 times, 68 of 88. Watch enhanced live coverage of tonight's game with TNT Overtime. Visit NBA.com or download the NBA app to start streaming. It's been a terrific run for DeAndre Jordan. Did well in the Olympics in Rio. He certainly improved his free throw shooting. He's up to 50%. Third in rebounding, averaging just under 14 per game. First career All-Star selection. Also took part in the Verizon dunk contest.
He might regret that, but at least with points in the paint, he's fifth. I mean, 532 points. And you think about points in the paint. That's guys like Westbrook, guards who get to dribble a lot, and then guys like him who get to finish inside. Just a wonderful year for DeAndre Jordan.
Traveling violation. So the ball back to the Clippers. Clippers coming 35-21, fourth in the West, just a half game in front of Utah. Rivers for three. Tip from Durant.
The Clippers can live with that play, but they took their time, threw it in the post, and threw it out. If they go inside out with some of these plays, they have the advantage.
Catch and shoot as usual. Thompson this time off the mark. 5 minutes gone by. Warriors up 11-7. Durant got a piece of it. Ba'amute did not get in position for a shot. 4 on the 24. Jordan lost it. Thompson. And the call against Golden State. Offensive foul. It is on Draymond Green.
When you look at this lockdown defense the Warriors are playing, it's so hard for the Clippers to get any penetration. Of course, you got a lot more game left. But the Warriors started this game out on the defensive end first.
Doc Rivers taking the timeout. You are watching the NBA on TNT.
Dub Nation, please join us in congratulating tonight's American Express Card member seat upgrade winners. Because they purchased their season tickets using their American Express Card, these lucky fans will now be enjoying tonight's action in courtside club seats, courtesy of American Express and the Golden State Warriors.
Basketball here at McClymonds, it's the pride of the community. Basketball means a lot, and it's really big here in West Oakland community.
McClymonds High School has been a key stop on the path to the NBA for players like Bill Russell, Joe Ellis, Paul Silas, and Antonio Davis.
Nice and shooting. The rebound is stuffed in by Big Bill Russell.
I think it has a lot to do with the foundation that was set by those guys, by Bill Russell and my dad and Joe Ellis, all sorts of athletes that were there. So I think they kind of laid the foundation for the success that they've had through the years.
The school has nearly 36 Oakland Athletic League championships, several NorCal titles, and 1 state championship. Most important to the program and its role in the community is offering a positive outlet while helping impact lives beyond the basketball court.
Yeah, it helped me from not going down to the streets because some of my friends, they do some bad things.
For me, basketball is more than a sport because we use it as a tool to teach kids life skills, things that they can use as they go on in life.
It's an outlet, so to have those sort of programs in school is very important for people who have the talent but need an outlet for that talent so they can do the things that they've done.
A lot of people think it's the joy of winning, but I tell people here at McClymonds, it's the joy of seeing players that have come through my program, that have went on, now they're productive adults.
Welcome back to Oracle Arena. Warriors up 4 on the Clippers. Chris Paul is medically cleared to play after a left thumb injury, but before the game, Doc Rivers told me he just wasn't comfortable enough putting him on the court yet. He said Chris had 2 good days of practice, but he was hesitant with reaching, with playing defense, even attacking with the ball. Doc told me he was good. You could tell he was 100% cleared, but we have a game today, a game tomorrow, then practice. For tomorrow's game against the Spurs, he said Chris could play, but he doubts it. Doc said he will leave the decision up to Chris and the trainers. Guys?
All right, thank you, Roz. And Chris Paul is having another sensational year. He's averaging 17 points, 10 assists, 5 rebounds, shoots 40% from 3. He's a 9-time All-Star, 4-time All-NBA. As Griffin comes up way short. I thought Chris should have made the All-Star team this season. as a sub and then replaced, even though he was injured at the time, but just to have the honor. He is actually as nicely done as McGee is not able to finish. I think he's underrated, which I know sounds strange for a nine-time All-Star, as DeAndre Jordan puts it down.
Chris Paul definitely could have been an All-Star, as you said, 9 times. I think that McCullough, Damian Lillard, and some other guys may have had something to say about it.
What a shot by Curry with Rivers all over.
I thought he was fouled. I mean, just the way his body had to contort to get that shot up. Great finish by Curry.
And a beautiful finish there by Redick, stepping around Thompson and going glass.
Many people confuse Redick for a guy that doesn't drive. Yes, he has a great jump shot, but he will take it to the hoop and get the paint just like that as long as he can knock it down. He doesn't care.
Here's Curry on the move, and he is fouled, so Steph will head to the line. He's fouled by Baamute.
Rivers, without Chris Paul on the floor, is probably their best perimeter defender, and you'll see him on 3 guards, 4 guards. Looked like he touched the elbow there, but with a shot so pretty, it's hard to tell if he's fouled. Curry just knocks it down and looks at his right hand.
Steph Curry shooting 92% at the line. That is the best in the NBA. And this is Jamal Crawford coming on, replacing Luke Baamute.
Marv, you mentioned about Chris Paul not playing, and since he hasn't played, when he doesn't play since 2011, the team is right at 500, 33-33. And when you look at where this Clippers team sit, a half a game above Utah, when you look at where they sit, you know, you need him to play every game going down the stretch, because I believe that home court advantage for these top 4 teams, regardless of who you are, is very important to advance to the next round, especially if you're this Clippers team.
Clock running down. It's down to 3, so Griffin has to fire from the corner. Blake Griffin hits the 3. He had missed his first 4 shot attempts. Curry with a nice maneuver. And it's tipped-toed by McGee. JaVale McGee has played so well in the absence of Zaza Pachulia.
And Durant's presence on the court made it so that Blake Griffin couldn't leave him. And he got a wide open layup.
Here's Durant, Thompson to the right, and he's stripped. He was looking towards his right. Last touch by the Clippers.
You're going to see the tip in, but you see no help coming from the corner. That's because Durant is standing in the corner, and Blake is told, do not leave Durant. And that's what it's like having great players on the floor with you. They make you better by just their presence, because the defense has to honor them.
Thompson, quick release by Thompson. He's had the hot hand. Crawford, who is instant offense, having another excellent season. Crawford into the lane.
I wonder, was he watching Lou Williams' debut tonight for Houston Rockets and saw that Lou got that 27 points, 7 for 11 threes in his debut, and another 6-Man of the Year candidate in Crawford.
Timeout is called by Steve Kerr. Houston by 30 over the combination of DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis. It'll take some time.
The Warriors games when I was a kid. Love Jonah. Thanks, Pop. Ladies and gentlemen, please come out to the floor. The Warriors dance team.
Four, 3, 2, 1. Listen up, y'all, cause this is it. The beat that I'm banging is delicious.
Burgerlicious step. Burgerlicious step. Burgerlicious step. I'm the F to the E, R, G, the I, the E, and can no other lady put it down like me.
T to the A, to the S-T-E-Y, girl, you tasty. T to the E, to the hit it, Fergie.
Check it out. Baby, 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 if you really want, honey, get some patience. Maybe then you'll get a taste. Oh, so taste it, taste it. I'll be laced with lace. It's so tasty, tasty. It'll
Hit it, Fergie.
Give it up for the Warriors dance team. The Warriors dance team is inviting you to
It'd be great to beat them. You know, any team that beats you over and over again has to have a mental edge or something over you. At least it may not be with them, you know, but it's one of the two. They believe they can beat us every time, and they should believe that they have. And until we beat them, that won't change.
The last Clipper win over the Warriors, Christmas 2014, as Kevin Durant knocks down a three. Incidentally, that Steph Curry three-point shot that was called on the floor a three was changed to a two. Just a couple minutes ago, they waited for the stoppage. So it's a 2016 Golden State lead. Here's Redick for three. J.J. Redick, one of the better three-point shooters in the NBA, brings his team with a point.
And that's how Blake is going to have to be valuable to his team. Right now, Durant is stretching them out, shooting threes over him. He's going to have to score, but also keep other guys involved. Great defense right there by Crawford with the hands.
Andre Iguodala just came on, knocked it away. Last touch by Iguodala. Here's Redick again, getting the step. Finds Crawford in the corner. Last touched by the Clippers. DeAndre Jordan knocked it out of bounds.
We heard in that soundbite, you know, a very honest Doc Rivers. Either they play harder than us all the time or they just have us beat mentally. Whatever it is, he just wants his team to get back to playing Clipper basketball. Great job right there by Curry going to the basket. And when I asked him what is Clipper basketball, he says move the ball around, have fun, get back to throwing lobs and things like that. And when you can kind of see tension on guys' face, you know they aren't being themselves. Coach just wants them to get back to their true identity and play from there.
Talent also has something to do with it, although 9 straight, I don't know.
Yeah, no, not 9 straight. Not when you had DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin, and Chris Paul. No, you don't have the most talent all the time. You just got your butt beat.
Felton on the foul, putting Curry at the line as we check in with Roz.
Well, guys, I spoke with Paul Pierce about it before the game. With all his veteran experience, I asked, do you think this team needs a win in the regular season over the Warriors should you see them in playoffs? And he looked at me and he said, Roz, 2002, we beat the Nets when he was with the Boston Celtics 4 times, and we lost in the Eastern Conference Finals. So a win may help psychologically, but we all know it's a different game come playoffs.
And that was a different team. I agree with you, Roz, but Paul is supposed to give you the mind trick because he has to trick himself every game. That's what we do as players, but you do not want to go into a series unless you have KG, and Rondo and Paul Pierce and that man on the sideline. Just tough.
There's Redick on the drive, and his pass picked off. Curry going 1-on-2 and pops it. Yes. Steph Curry with 10 points as he knocks down the two-pointer once again. He has 10 points in all. 24-19 Golden State coming up on 2 minutes to go in the first. They double up on Griffin. McCall, who just came on, trying to help out, and Felton with his first field goal.
You have to have movement. Do not stand around and watch when Blake gets double teamed. Be his outlet and be ready to catch and shoot. Great job by Felton that time.
Curry with a hesitation dribble, and then his pass picked off. Redick for 3. Too strong off the back rim. McGee slapping it back. Here comes Curry. Makes the turn. Cut off by Redick. Fires for 3. Yes! 13 points. And that is his first from downtown as the foul is called as the Clippers try to break. Durant call for